years EMT certified. I chose to switch careers into something that was a little bit more, fulfilling, and maybe I can wear a shirt and tie and not kick my feet up to the beach. I got into sales. I started doing LA Fitness and LA Times. I moved up real quick at LA Fitness, became a manager within the first 3 months. I was #1 in sales at a very small gym in Laguna Niguel. It was a little hole-in-the-wall place, and I was hitting numbers just as big as Irvine, so they promoted me real quick. Again, some issues came up with the way they do their commissions, and I found other avenues for my sales to go down. Recently, this past year and a half, I found Occent Merchant Services. What Occent has done for me is, teach me a business that I see the opportunity, and mainly brought me to B&I. What basically B&I has done for me is it's connected me with a group of business professionals that I can refer business to, and I can receive business from. Almost every person I've referred business to in here is very satisfied with the service they went forward and got or received. It's helped me move forward in the payment processing industry as credit card processing as I have. And I moved up real quick. There was about August or September around that time, I had an opportunity to basically place in front of me to become a sales manager and have a couple guys under me and stuff like that. So basically, what was presented to me was, if you give me 4 applications by Friday, I'll give you that status. I'll give you a higher percentage, and I'll raise your commissions. 2 of those applications came from B&I, so that was an extreme boost to my numbers. Also, it's contributed to a decent portion of my portfolio. I can say, I have coming up just about 50 clients in my portfolio. Maybe 15 of those are B&I. So, that's a pretty good number. And then, the main points of business that we take care of, credit card processing, is my bread and butter. Credit card, debit card, loyalty card, gift card, that's where I focus. That's my specialty. I've learned the ins and outs. I don't want to say too much, but because someone can give me a statement and I am all crazy numbers, just don't know what's going on. So I've learned that pretty well, and also check processing. That's something we do as well, and basically we can do it on a cost plus pricing structure. So another big thing that I push is our $1,000 Occent challenge, where any business owner, any person that's currently processing, if they are questioning their fees, don't understand their statements, we pretty much will give $1,000 if we can't meet your rates. Well, in the 8 to 10 years we've been in business, we've never had to pay that. There's always a way we can save someone money. So, and also we do a free terminal placement for retail locations. We will place a terminal at the location, whether you want it to be wireless, whether you want it to be a wired terminal to the phone line, or an internet terminal that plugs into the internet line. We can handle those. We can give you access to our payment gateway, our virtual terminal online. Also, mobile devices. We recently just helped out Bob with his mobile device, and I'm sure he's pretty happy with it. There's so many areas and so many different ways you can accept a payment, accept a credit card transaction, that there's really a whole stream of side of the business where that comes into play. POS systems are big too for bars, restaurants, things like that, where you can actually have like a Facebook tab where everything is right there. You can go back and view kind of all the open tabs and select someone. We have very, very sophisticated POS systems that we're working with now. You'll also be assigned an executive account manager, as myself. Basically what this does is it makes business-to-business relationships that much better. I don't have a customer service hotline I'm going to give you. I'm not going to sign you up, give you this number. If there's any problems, just call that number. I give you my business card, my cell phone number, my direct line, my email address, company address, so if you ever want to, come down and talk to me, you're more than welcome to. So it kind of keeps it a little bit more personalized and eliminates the customer service lines that I know I get frustrated when I call AT&T, Cox Communications, and stuff like that. So a couple main questions to ask if you're possibly in a position with someone where you can generate a referral for me. One of the main questions is, have you had your statements analyzed since the Durbin Amendment was enacted in October? Now, a lot of times, first thing people say is, what is the Durbin Amendment? And like Craig said yesterday, is this the type of question where if someone says, what's the Durbin, or have you had your statements analyzed since the Durbin Amendment? Someone goes, what's the Durbin Amendment? Oh, you need to call Shane. Basically what the Durbin Amendment is basically Visa, MasterCard, Discover, they put a cap on all the amounts you can charge over for debit processing. So they basically put a cap there, and what that did was basically banks, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, those were all banks that kind of got frustrated with this and said, okay, now what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to charge people for their monthly services. I know Bank of America didn't end up doing it, but basically, that's where it's at. How do you accept your credit card transactions? Are they keyed? Are they swiped? Are they over the phone? How is it done? Is your terminal old, slow, or having problems? Like I said, we'll place a brand new one for you for free. Also, do you understand your billing statements? Has someone actually taken the time to sit down with you, make sure what you signed for and make sure what you're paying are on the same level? And when was the last time you changed processors? That's also a big one for me. If someone's pushing no contract, but when was the last time you switched? Was it a couple months ago? Was it 2 weeks ago? You just want a better rate? Is it a couple years ago? So that's always a good question. And also the referral partners that that are big for me are accountants, CPAs, work very well together. They're both trying to save money, so we're trying to save money. Web designers too. Me and Mitch starting to work together a little bit. So financial advisors and business bank tellers or relationship managers. Those are big. I'm trying to get into a couple banks where we can work together and get referrals. I have a couple clients that are looking for bank accounts in order to get everything set up. So that would be an awesome referral partner. And also payroll services. Someone that maybe pays their clients, they need a debit card for all their employees, and they can just do direct deposit on the debit card. We can be more than happy to help out with that also. So any questions, or do we have time for questions?
A little bit.
Yes.
No question. I just want to say that the owner of our company is 76 years old and could not ever use that stupid machine. He had to wait till I got back if I ran and did something. So Shane puts this thing in. This machine, our machine's all set up. All you do is run a card, read exactly what it tells you to do, and boop, boop, it's done. So it's very simplistic. If he can do that, anybody can do that. So I do recommend, and again, I gave him our statements, and he went over the statements. He said, look, you're being overcharged on this. You shouldn't be charged on this much. It's like, whoa, really? Okay, thanks. So he saved us, I don't know, it was over $400, I think, for this year. So I thank you for that.
Okay.
Testimony for Shane. I've talked about it before. My dad went with Shane for his business. Shane saved him somewhere around $700 a month. And that was when Shane was working underneath Jim. And my dad recently had a problem where they had an old terminal in their store, and one of the employees unplugged it, not knowing that it was going to cause an issue, and like, all this other stuff happened. I understand, but either way, Jim, being the guy that's actually the account manager, was involved, but Shane was following up with my dad repeatedly, going above and beyond what he was really supposed to be doing. My dad was blown away with the service.
I'm actually driving out to him this week to bring the terminal that we are getting for him.
My dad is more than impressed, so thank you.
Good job. Thank you.
One thing, if I can. Shane got me the credit card in August. I signed up with Rome to take out a location with Louisiana, or one of our events out there. 3 weeks later, we're still not connected. Shane says, send me your application you filled out. He filled out, took the application I'd filled out, he filled out for me, signed here. 3 days later, we're up and running. I heard back from Rome 2 weeks later. They said, we're ready. I said, I'm sorry.
Great job.
Thank you.